Okay, looks like school is getting ready to start here. And this is just a small little clip just to show that my son is getting ready for school. And this is just to show that you can put together a homeschool right in your home, right in your living room, just on one side. It doesn't have to take over your whole house. And he's been stationed in this prime area of the living room for this is going on his third year now, and he really likes K-12. And I'm just showing you a little clip of our cat. And right here is where you could put the ABCs. My son is now a first grader, so it's good to go over the sounds in each letter. And see, I posted a new clipboard so you can take it off like this. And it has a little pull off, I don't know the name of that, but a little pull off area where you can put it back on the wall or wherever you have it mounted at. And then here's a clever way you can have them to write some sight words and maybe do something like just paint on the paper, and then you could take it down later and maybe praise him or her with a sticker on it. This is a sticker, one of the stickers from my little box that I get from the Dollar Tree. And then this is a little car. We went to Mel's Diner's restaurant, and it was pretty cool. And that was a little car we saved from his meal. And here's a tissue box because it might get to a point where you're pretty sad about learning, which it shouldn't be. And I started off a little coin saving for his homeschooling. And this is a little picture of Jesus, and we made our own little mouse. Had our table covered, which eventually we're gonna get rid of this table. And then this is something we got from Target, and there are 3 pull-out drawers like this. Oh, and this I really like. I got from Target one day. And you could put all your important papers, like your bills, in there. So it's like a cume folder organizer. You see that? It's pretty neat. And then I put some coloring books in there. You know, sometimes you end up with little extra whatnots, and you could put it in there and you'll have a place to put it. You know, stuff like this, you'll be needing these. I got this from the only 99-cent store. And I may go back and get a bunch of these, so I'll save a lot later. So there's 2 in a pack. So I got 2 of those, which makes 4. So I'll go back later and get more if they don't sell out. And then I got these shoe containers. This was at the only 99-cent store. I put some Pop-Tarts in there, my loose tea, and candy, something we don't need, spoons, plastic spoons, forks. And this, gosh, what is that? Oh, stickers, a whole bunch of stickers, greeting cards, and a bunch of sight words. you want to see the sight words, let me show you how we had about a year's worth sight words right here. This is probably had more. I have to organize these better. But this is from looking at sight words like unicycle, umbrella, and so on and so on. Unicorn. So that gives me something to do. So that shows sometimes you don't have to be super organized. You know, they sent a lot of boxes, and the boxes were just everywhere, and I just wanted to make sure that I'm prepared. So what I did, I took a box and I turned it this way, and I just stuck some books, and his phonics folder. Let's see, this is a new folder that I got. Oh, this is his phonics work. So I tore out about 20 pages out of it's like a book one book. But I think he only has one phonics book, I believe. Then it says phonics work, assessment, advance. So I just put the whole book in there. And then there's this they sent, the advance part that you attach to this. See there? And then what I did was I just put these letters like this and just stuck it in there. This is the folder, the binder. And then everything that's phonics related, I just put it there. And then I put all his little phonics books, even last year's, right here. All the little small books. And he'll be getting more books, but I even threw in books that I have bought from the bookstore when they have library book sales. That's National Geographic's. And the school sent these. These are science books, so science-related books I put here, but I probably should put his history books. They're really small, easy-to-read books. Put them there. We had one about King Tut. That's pretty nice. And this is a find I found, and I figured this would be nice for. This would come in handy actually, and my son was able to use it, and I sterilized it really good. And then this I got from the only 99-cent store, and everything's like 99 cents and up. And that is 99 cents. I'm gonna put his soccer ball in there, but his basketball from Nike, the Nike store is in there. I put the little cat toy in there so they could get extra exercise. And then here's all his art stuff. So I'm gonna probably get a shelf unit from Target, which I've been looking at. And he's got like his glue right here. Got to put it back right there. But my son is wanting to use it more, like his markers. He's got these washable markers, and then another kind of markers he had from last year. But markers tend to not last too long. because he tends to not want to put the top back on. And then we got this, and he was using that. I may get a couple more of those. Those were on sale at the grocery store, Safeway. I go there a lot, so it's good to use a club membership card. This is a compass. You could just put the pointy part in the center and spin it around there if this is a student that's watching. Here's a Sharpie marker, my little glues. This is good for like projects, and I'm gonna probably be overly stocked for all this stuff. This here is a mess, but I didn't know where to put it, so I just stuck it right there. I mean, so many great paints. Actually, I stuck them in this New York seltzer container like this. You can actually buy 4 New York seltzers, and they're delicious. And I just keep those. Here's some loose beads. I just put them in a little Tupperware container. Glitter is in there. It's probably good to have one big large thing of white paint so you can make more colors if some of the paint dries out. But my daughter used to paint a lot, and so that's why I used to have a lot of those, and then we stopped painting like we used to. But we used to paint a lot. And these are the new K-12 paints. It says eco-friendly, which makes it really nice. I mean, I have about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 that just came in. I think was that 9, 8 or 9. And then last year's paints are like these. I kept them, but you know, could use whatever's left in these bottles. And he does paint a lot, you know, because when you have kids, they go through all this stuff. And this is just a box that I just reused. It was from K-12, and I just taped the corners like this. And this is just going to be temporary, but I'm kind of liking it because it's a nice little small unit to put his books. And then some time back I had, I don't know if you can see it. It says reading. See that? Oh, the glare. You can see it a little bit now. Part of the word reading. And then right here this says book 1. It's a textbook. I know he'll be needing. These are the new little booklets that he'll be reading, or I'm going to actually work with him because of course I'm his learning coach. And see, they're talking about the Declaration of Independence, inventors in the kitchen. And there's a spelling section handbook, a literature comprehension support materials. And there's those beautiful colors inside it. Help you get ready for a book report kit. We're going to be looking at that. And then here's Ready, Set, Read. A bunch of nice stories in there. We actually went over a few before school starts. No one can stop you really from reading, right? And then this is a K-12 Classics for Young Readers, Volume A. This is for the third year straight. Music reference guide book. Shows you the music scales, art 1 student page, some beautiful colored books that came in from the school. Well, this curtain. Come Look With Me. Exploring landscape art with children. I just want you to see the pretty colors. Wow. I mean, that is some really upscale art there. And they have to get familiar with the authors and what have you. And this is a globe that was sent. I got 2 of those that came in the mail. I'm going to put the paper in there, but here's a binder for now. Let's see, what did I put in there? It's a mystery. Oh, I made a folder to put his work in. So this is torn out pages from Language Art. So I tore out 20 pages, first 20 pages, put it in the book. So I'm going to have to put the dividers in there. Language Art Assessment. I put the whole book in there, and then I put about 20 pages of the math. So I'm going to try to get them to zip through this because he's kind of advanced. So it's good to challenge your student. And the back pages of the book, I had a section in there with like the grids in there. I could make Xerox copies of it. Anything that I feel would be helpful. So the ones that I was going to Xerox copy, like his little paper clock model, I decided to actually make copies of that. So that's in another stack pile. And then look how I put the assignments together. This is Science Unit 1. And this is Lesson 1, Take Me to Your Ruler. And then I just go in each page. Just each plastic, gosh, I can't think of what it is, protector. And then you just pull out the assignment, see? And you can make a Xerox copy if you feel he or she is going to mess up. That's what I like to do. And make sure he does his homework. And then I just record the assignment when he's done. Like they're probably going to say, here's a layout of a ruler. That's what that is. And then the next one, this is another science for lesson 2. And it's like the same. And then I color-coded the bottom so the pages won't get mixed up. So I'll know all the pages that are color-coded yellow on the bottom. I know that goes for lesson 2 for balancing act, and then so on and so on. This is color-coded with a green highlighter on page 19. This is Science 1, Unit 1, Student Guide, Lesson 3. Pour it in all of his dittos and assignments is for Unit 1 for that week is right there. And then you mail your work at the end of the week. So your teacher will inform you. There's a teacher that tells you what to do. So you're kind of like the teacher's assistant when you're a learning coach. So K-12 really got it together, I have to say. And if you're worried about your kid being social or non-social, in my opinion, I don't think that really extremely matters, because when you're dealing with kids outside your home, you're having to deal with all the politics that go on in the world. And what affects those kids out there is definitely going to affect your child. Whether it's drugs, peer pressure, well, that's pretty much anywhere. I mean, you could probably go to church. It might, I mean, God forbid that probably happen there. But so here, this shows history 1, unit 1, and this is lesson 2, way to go, directions. And then everything is in there. See? And even the assessment, and it's color coded here for the next one. This is history. So he's really prepared. Lesson 3, our world, the lay of the land. And so on and so on. So that's what I got going on so far. He has a chalkboard like this. So with an owl. It had a string, but I think I'm going to get him new ones. This is from last year, but I kept it. This is something I got him. He can have a little fun with his multiplication. Of course, with this tab right there, you could pull it out and then he can see the number. So that's pretty neat. And I got him a 10-key calculator so he can feel like he's at the grocery store. Some kids like to manually press keys, and you gotta draw these kids' attention and make the learning fun, not just boring with just a bunch of books everywhere. Because I'm telling you, with most kids, books is like kryptonite. It's good to have, but you have to engage the student into learning. And I put his chalk in here. So there's activities that you can do. See, that's a unit right there, organizing unit. And those were $1 each from the dollar store. And I may assemble this somewhere else. Another one, get some more and put maybe extra soaps, maybe when I work on my stockpile. I want to eventually start doing that. Pencils that need sharpening. So this is his desk, and I have to, this is a bag that he got from his school, and I put his extra sight words in there. Okay, well, this is his school. And eventually, maybe I'll show you a better, new and improved school when I get it all together. This up here had reading is fun, but I think I'm changing it now to science is fun. He said science is fun. Right there it says history. And then when he has maps like this, I just keep them. See, this is from last year. And then they sent another one. And then his My Accomplishment poster. If you have one in the mail, which I'm sure you do, put it up for your students so he can keep a record. School hasn't started yet, but you can see where it'll say, okay, Unit 1, and just praise him or her for his accomplishments. Okay, literature and comprehension, and so on. So I'm going to get a folding table so he can have something for his math. And then I just have a little box that was made out of that was created from a cat litter box, and I'm just storing his project stuff in there, like construction paper. You can't really see it, but here's some extra wrapping paper, and I'm working on making presentation boards. So that's it. Thank you for watching. Oh, and here's his instruments. So all of this is going to be organized. There's a little area to put his flashcards. And right here are just hooks that were from the Dollar Tree, the metal hooks. They seem to hold better. Command hooks don't really hold as well. It depends. But this seems to hold better. And I like it. And so it's not really that hard to do. I mean, this makes a nice little spot to put your mail if you're going to go through it regularly and put it where it goes by the end of the day, or clean it out within 2 days. Okay, thank you for watching. Bye.